Welcome back to The Outward Expression. I'm your host, Roman. It's late spring, and I've decided that I'm going to dust off a suit that I haven't worn in a little bit. The weather hasn't been suitable for this, and what I've got for you today is a Perry Ellis linen suit in cream. I've paired it with a black waistcoat in linen, silk tie, cotton dress shirt with French cuffs and braided tiger's eye cufflinks. This particular outfit is one of my favorites for a number of reasons. It's very unique. When you go out in public in an outfit like this, you inspire a lot of questions, a little bit of curiosity, and I kind of welcome that. And the reason I say that is when you present yourself in public in this kind of way, um, you have to have a measure of confidence that gives you the ability to say that people are going to be looking at you. I guarantee you that. You may not notice it, but they're looking. Trust me, they're looking and they're wondering, what is this guy all about? And the whole purpose of that, in the inspiration of curiosity, it lends itself to, I think, that curiosity being followed up with questions. This morning, my wife and I went out for an early lunch. And on my way out of the restaurant, a gentleman who was a complete stranger to me got my attention and paid me compliments on this outfit. Uh, and the idea behind that is that we made a connection in that moment. He recognized something about the way I presented myself. I showed him my appreciation, and that kind of thing is what I'm trying to do with this channel. I think primarily the aim is to get people to expand their boundaries a little bit. And for men in fashion, I think that there's a great deal wanting in the current age. Men typically are in, oh, how would I put this politely, in jeans and graphic tees, and it's not particularly creative, nor is it really up to most men's dignity, I think. Um, so getting back to what I was saying about the outfit itself. The outfit, this is a particular favorite of mine. It is lightweight, it's linen. There are some drawbacks to linen. In high humidity, it tends to wrinkle quite a bit. Today was quite a nice day. Temperatures probably in the upper 60s, and the humidity was very low. So it's a perfect day for a suit like this. One of the other things I've really particularly find this particular outfit favorable is that it is very wide cut. The shoulders are very wide. It's loose in the frame, and the trousers are particularly wide. And for me, that's kind of nostalgic. I like the way that it frames my figure. I'm a man of, I may have mentioned this before. I'm not a man of great stature. I'm about 5'6" on a real good day, and this suit it cuts a nice profile. The wide leg trousers, I think, are interesting, not only in the aesthetic of it, but they kind of harken back to a nostalgic age. Um, I'd like to think in the beginning that this might kind of harken back to a 1940s style, but for those of you in my audience, it has an 80s feel to it in terms of the presentation. I think the overall look is more nostalgic, bending towards more the 1940s, but the silhouette is kind of a 1980s full, um, kind of, I guess I used to call them parachute pants back in the day, and I'm probably, to my shame, owned a pair or two of those, but back in the 1980s, and I'm sure, I suspect that a lot of you people in my audience, hopefully I have an audience at this point, um, remember the 1980s fondly as I do. Fashion was accessible to everyone. It was um, in men's fashion. I think the trends were towards a looser fit. I think men, even young men, would from time to time venture into wearing a sport coat with a sweater or jeans or whatever the case may be. Maybe different fabrics were incorporated into their wardrobe, but I think that in that age, men felt a bit freer to venture into those waters that were um, being abandoned by men. What I mean by that is, I feel that men have, frankly, I feel that men, in terms of their fashion and the way they present themselves, in large measure, it looks to me like they've given up, they've surrendered, they've thrown in the white flag. I'm out. They have, um, just based upon my observations, and you can confirm this for yourself, men, particularly when they're in public, are in jeans, graphic T-shirts, and that's about it. Sneakers, and I think we can do better. I hope you agree with me. I hope that the audience I'm trying to reach understands what I'm trying to do here is to inspire men, particularly young men, trying maybe to attract a mate or to expand their social influence, uh, kind of delve a little bit deeper and go that extra mile and try to present themselves um, in a more dignified way. Now, this particular suit, like I said, it is linen, and as I mentioned, tends to wrinkle. But one of the other things I wanted to point out is that I paired it today with a black linen vest uh, in order to draw a little more contrast to the outfit itself. This suit does, I do have a number of options in terms of the vest. If I want to be a little more subtle, just go with another cream colored Perry Ellis vest, and that does quite well. But today I was feeling like I wanted to step it up a little bit and go a little bit more fashion forward. Um, Today is a Sunday, so it's my Sunday best. I put on my little watch chain to enhance the outfit. There's a bit of flourish. And then, speaking about flourishes, I'll draw your attention to the necktie. This necktie is quite wide. I have a double Windsor knot here, and I have tied it in such a fashion as to establish a very nice dimple in the middle of the knot, which I'm fond of. I think I may have mentioned that in the past. But I think the dimple shows an added measure of attention to detail. It's centered. I always make very certain that it's centered. If it's not centered, it doesn't make the game. So, in addition to the centered dimple, I like to bring the tie itself out a little bit above the crest of the waistcoat to add a bit more flourish to it. So, having said all that, um, what I really my objective here is to try and to inspire the people out there who are watching me. Hopefully, I'm gaining an audience, and if not, that's just fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. What I've always felt that um, when you're out in public, that it's very um, helpful to present yourself in a way that, like I said earlier, maybe inspires a bit of curiosity, and that curiosity almost always leads to a conversation. Those conversations lead to maybe a friendship, maybe an acquaintance, maybe even just a passing encounter. But all those things add up. And during the course of your life, and hopefully there's young men watching this that understand that their their um, their life's course should have meaning and purpose, and having meaning and purpose is critical to a fully lived life. and that I'll just put it this way in the terms of an expression. There's an old expression that says, to a man or a sailor, I should say, who does not know his destination, no wind is favorable. So basically, that expression means that if you don't know what your objective is, there are no set of circumstances that favorably move you towards that goal. So this again, this channel is more um, about a lifestyle and a philosophy in living, and the fashion is just kind of a vehicle that pushes it forward. So, having said that, it is Sunday. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I am Roman. This has been the Outward Expression. Choose the good.